I'm going to be installing an auxiliary power relay so I can run, I keep referring to this LM2. It has a heater circuit in it for the O2 sensor, wideband O2 sensor, so it draws quite a bit of power, and if you forget and leave it plugged in, your bike's going to be dead the next morning, which is what happened to mine because I had it wired straight to the battery. So I decided to put it on switch to power, and I got to looking, and these two wires right here, the red and white and the blue and white, are switched when you turn the switch on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this plug, I'm going to pull that connector apart right there and solder in a small red wire to run a coil on an auxiliary relay right here, and we can switch whatever we want to off of it. You'll also have to run another ground wire for the coil side ground, so the small red will be for the hot, the small black will be for the ground, plus 12 volts ground. That will be the main power wire, and then this is my LM2, the hot for it, that will be switched through the relay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this connector off right here and pull that pin out and solder the small red wire, because like I said, these two back here are switched, and I'll solder it into it. Alright, that pops out. Then when you look down in there, you can see the little catch. See if I can see this myself. And then you'll need the same all from the other video I did. Slide that up in there. Oops. Lift that pin, pull that wire out. Now we'll picked up a little something new. This is to help me do soldering. It's from Radio Shack. You can hold the wire right there to it with it. So put it right here. Get my solder. Okay. Off of there. Let that cool. That should slip down in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put me a hot. Of course, I've got an insulated connector to go to the fuse here. I'll tie wrap all this together. This is just a poor man's fuse holder. You can go to Radio Shack and buy a nice setup. This is going to work good enough for me for right now. And put this hot lead, covers it up pretty nice. And then I'm still going to tie wrap this over here to this side of this. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it on the video. The relay explained. You can see that the contact goes from 87 to 30. It's normally open. When you energize this relay, that closes. And then you can see the coil is on 85 and 86. Of course, it's got a little bracket built into it. And then you can see the numbers. You can see that's 86, that's 85, 87, that's 30. So that corresponds to that schematic on the side of it. It's rated for 30 amps at 12 volts. That's the part number, VF4A-41F11, made by Tyco. I'm going to go ahead and mount this relay up in here. More torque on it. place right now. Alright. The arm is 87.30. So I'm going to go ahead. This is 87 here. And then my output to my outputs on 30 and 87. You can see the pins right there. It makes no difference which way it goes, 30 or 87, as long as that contact closes. So, likewise on the coil, they're not directional, so it doesn't matter which way they go in. You can wire that up either side. Tighten this down here. Now, I have to cable tie all these down, make them look nice here in a minute. You also want to put your ground for the coil up here. Cold medications make me a little shaky. Put this down. Screw this down. Okay, she's all tight. Now, I've got it right. My LM2 sensor should fire up. So let's see. Ta-da! Okay. That doesn't look too bad. Serves the purpose. By the way, this print that I made, where everything is identified, out of everything on my website, I think this is about the most handy thing that I've put together that you can go and download. It's printed out in 2 sheets, tape it together in the middle, and you can read what it saves you from having to flip back and forth between the numbers and looking up the number to see what piece of equipment it corresponds to. This is probably one of the better things on my website if you want to go download it. Works like a champ. So, I'll be ready to relay.